Do you think they're going to do it? Do you think they're going to press the button? Do you think they're going to do it? As an accelerationist, we can only hope that he does, right? It's actually going to be over financially. Yeah, if he gets rid of Powell, that's a pretty big red flag for the market. That's a pretty massive red flag for the market. Jeremy Powell had a not a press conference, it's a public talk, an interview, had an interview recently where he was asked questions relating to the Fed's involvement in Wall Street, you know, whether or not they would be willing to intervene directly if there was a market crash, stuff like that. And Trump was really not happy with his answers. Trump early on Thursday condemned the Federal Reserve Chair, Jeremy Powell, for not lowering U.S. interest rates and expressed a wish for him to be gone from his role. Trump appointed this guy. Not that that, you know, stops him from turning on people. Trump claimed Powell would resign if he asked him to. Powell has said he will not resign if asked to. Please let it happen. Please, 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 please let it happen. I want to see the fight. I want to see it. Oh, man. Trump seems way more pointlessly aggro this time around. Well, he really wants the interest rates to be cut because he wants that boom economy, you know? If interest rates are cut super low, that means that borrowing money is basically free, and rich people love borrowing money. Because that's how they engage in all sorts of like wacky financial crimes that allows them to make lots more money. Won't that cause hyperinflation? Yes. But, you know, who cares? F? Yeah, the feds are trying to break into the stream. We won't let them in, though. You have to repeat that about lower inflation? No, it would cause higher inflation.
Mr. President, on Jerome Powell, you said that the termination of Jerome Powell cannot come fast enough. He says he won't leave, even if you ask him to.
Oh, he'll leave. If I ask him to, he'll be out of there. But
do you believe
I don't think he's doing the job. He's too late, always too late, a little slow, and I'm not happy with him. I let him know it, and if I want him out, he'll be out of there real fast, believe me. I would say the Fed really owes it to the American people to get interest rates down. That's the only thing he's good for. And he would have an effect on that if he lowered them. And I think at some point he will. He's going to have a lot of political pressure. You know, they are political also. And I think there's a lot of political pressure for him to lower interest rates.
I don't think Powell's going to do it. He's too much of a... Here, I'll bring it back. He's too much of a little technocrat. I don't know. They're going to have to oust his ass.
It's so... Let me just agree that what comes back very strongly, and everyone will understand this. These are very fundamental changes in, you know, long held in some cases policy.
If cutting interest rates at this time is bad, why did the EU cut them yesterday? Well, the EU and America are two different countries, so I imagine that would be one potential explainer for why that might be the case. The EU isn't even a country. It's like a group of countries. But, you know, EU isn't a country. But yeah, you know what I mean!
In the United States, and there's not any real experience. I mean, the Smoot-Hawley tariffs were actually not this large, and they were 95 years ago. So there isn't a modern experience of how to think about this. And businesses and households are saying in surveys that they are experiencing incredibly high uncertainty. There's a lot of research, some of it from the Fed, showing that does lead to businesses and households stepping back from decisions, which of course makes common sense. And you know, you hope that that's something that you go through a phase, and then you know what things become more certain, and therefore you know, people can resume normal economic activities given their understanding of what is the new normal. I mean, your question really is, what if the uncertainty remains high? I think that's a difficult environment. I think, you know, I think people's expected rates of return would have to be higher. I think people would be, that would weigh on, to me, investment just in general. If the United States were to become a jurisdiction where risks are just structurally higher going forward, that would make us less attractive as a jurisdiction. We don't.
There are a lot of complicated factors here, but like lowering interest rates, generally speaking, means that there's less value in keeping your money in a savings account. It incentivizes people to invest. The problem is that right now people are divesting from the market due to instability. Due to instability, people are more interested in stuff like, you know, putting their money in high yield savings accounts, which benefit from a higher interest rate. Lower interest rates mean people can borrow money more. The cost of borrowing money goes down, which means that money moves around more, which increases inflation. It's a whole thing. It's a whole balancing act. It should be enough to understand that if Trump wants the interest rates lowered, it's probably bad for America, which is good because America is bad. Or something. Type shit. The issue is this guy's assuming Trump is handling the economy in good faith. I don't think that's true. I think that Powell is fully aware of the fact that Trump is a lunatic. Yeah, I don't think for a moment that Powell believes that he's working in conjunction with the president to bring about better economic times. Isn't faking the interest rate also super destructive? Faking? I don't know what you mean by faking. Is Powell evil or just a technocrat? He runs the Fed. It's not really a job where you get to be that evil because basically, like, it's a position where the stuff that you do for the most part, it is just like you're fiddling with a watch, basically, you know? He might be personally evil, but he's done a fine job as Fed chair. Like, it's the job that he has is it's like asking a person whose job is like cleaning barnacles off the side of a ship if he's evil, but you're asking based entirely on like his job performance. I don't know, he's cleaning barnacles off the side of the ship. He might be evil, like on a personal level. For the most part, he's just doing his job. Who do you think he voted for? Probably Trump 2016, Trump 2020, 2024? I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. He didn't show up. Chillstein, yeah. Wrote in Kanye? That's facts.